As you sit there listening to these words, isn't it fascinating how certain ideas, they just begin to take root without you even realizing it? How some thoughts, once rigid, begin to soften, until they dissolve completely, leaving space for something new, something more useful to emerge. And it's curious, isn't it? How the moment you let go of control, the moment you release the need to be right, to prove, to push, then suddenly everything flows effortlessly. Because influence, it isn't about force. It's not about domination. It's about alignment, calibration, slipping under the radar, so resistance never even has a chance to form. The moment someone notices they're being influenced, their defences go up. When it's subtle, when it's smooth, when it feels like their own realisation, that's when the shift happens. And have you ever wondered how easy it could be to create that shift? You see, people trap themselves in their own logic without even realising it. They speak in absolutes, in vague generalities, in assumptions they never question. And that's where the meta model comes in. Your secret tool for slipping through the cracks, finding the blind spots, and opening up a new path of thought. They say, I can't do that. You say, what's stopping you? They say, no one cares about what I have to say. You say, nobody? Ever? Not even one person? They say, I always fail at this. You say, always? Every single time? What about that one time when? They say, it's just the way things are. You say, says who? What if it wasn't? And something interesting happens when you ask these questions. Their mind starts searching, shifting, stumbling over its own contradictions. The structure of their belief shakes, and in that moment, before they can rebuild it, that is when you step in. Because when their mind opens, even just for a second, a single reframe can rewrite their entire perspective. You could change meaning. You see failure. I see proof that you're trying harder than most people ever will. You could try apply to self. Funny, isn't it? You say you always fail, yet here you are, learning, growing, questioning. Sounds like success to me. You could use the hierarchy of criteria. So you value success over everything. But isn't it true the people who succeed most, they're the ones who fail the most first? Or a metaphor. You remind me of a seed trying to break through the soil. It probably feels like resistance, like struggle. But what if it's just part of growing into something stronger? And have you ever noticed how, when someone hears a metaphor that resonates, it sticks? It lingers in their mind, replaying over and over, unlocking new meanings each time. And maybe, just maybe, they start to see the world differently without even realising why. And isn't it funny how sometimes the most powerful things, they're the ones that slip in unnoticed? Because when you tell someone directly, they resist. But when you imply it, when you weave it into a story, into a rhythm, into a moment, it bypasses their conscious mind completely. And as you begin to realise just how easy this is, you might start to notice a shift in the way you think, even before you've consciously decided to change. You don't have to agree with this right now, but wouldn't it be interesting if later today you find yourself considering things in a new way? Maybe, just maybe, you're already changing, even if you haven't noticed it yet. And the beauty of this, there's no resistance, no argument, no pushback, because there's nothing to push against. And just when they think they've figured it out, that's when you throw in a pattern interrupt, something unexpected, something that shakes them up just enough to cement the change in. But then again, isn't it strange how much we limit ourselves without even realising it? When you really think about it, doesn't it make sense that you've always had the ability to change? Or maybe the real question is, what will you do with this realisation now? And in that silence, that pause, that space of uncertainty, the change settles in. The mind rewires itself. And by the time they even realise what's happened, the belief has already shifted. Because at the end of the day, influence, It isn't about controlling others. It's about controlling yourself, your energy, your reality. The stronger you hold your version of the world, the more naturally others will step into it. And as you sit here now, as these words settle into your mind, as the shift takes place in ways you might not even fully understand yet, you might start to wonder, what happens next?